I wanted to say a big thank you to our sponsor, Talent Insights. Talent Insights are Australia's leading data specialist recruitment business. They are experts in recruitment strategy and delivery for analytics and data teams. They are the go-to recruitment business for all your data roles in Australia, and they can help both with permanent hires and short-term project-focused data resources. I've used Talent Insights in the past, and I've always found them fantastic to work with. Visit them at talentinsights.com.au. Welcome everyone to another episode of Data Futurology. In Data Futurology, we discuss the challenges and the perspectives of leaders in the analytics and AI space from around the world. We cover the challenges and topics that these leaders are currently facing, the things that they should be considering to move forward, and we bring you different perspectives on that. My name is Felipe Flores. I am your host. Before we kick off, I gotta say thank you to our sponsor here, Talent Insights, who've been sponsoring us for a long time. So wherever you can, show them some love. So today, our very special guest is Lillian Pierson. And I know that a lot of people out there in the data space know Lillian. We've been following her trajectory for a number of years and definitely a big presence in our space. So I'm super excited to have her on the show. She is the CEO of Data Mania. She's a data business mentor and she's a data product manager and helps people build their businesses in the data space and advance their careers in the data space. So we have a lot of passions in common and I am super pumped to have Lillian on the show. Welcome, Lillian. How are you doing today?
Very well. Thank you for having me on the show, Philippe. I'm excited.
Oh, very, very excited. So I wanted to kick us off I wanted to ask you how, if you can give us like a summary and overview of your journey so far. How did you get to where you are today?
Interesting. Well, okay. I started my business as just a side project back in 2012, and then I went full time in the business in 2013. And I did a lot of different consulting work all over the world for several years. And I guess about 2016, I started working with LinkedIn Learning to do my Python for data science courses. And, in the course of this time, I also wrote a few books and stuff. So as I was working as a data consultant, I was starting to move more towards having all of my offers online. Mm-hmm. And at a certain point, by the time I had our business, had supported 10% of Fortune 100 companies. And, I'd been able, through the partnerships, I'd been able to reach and train, help educate over 1 million data professionals. I turned the business on its face a bit and started working on, instead of growing my business and it all being about, helping businesses more to B2B, I turned it B2C because I have a community of 650,000 data professionals. So instead of working as a data consultant, I started helping other data professionals become better data leaders and entrepreneurs. And so that has been the core focus of our business for 2 years. And I'm committed to that not changing in this business ever again.
That's an amazing journey of, creating a number of LinkedIn courses. I think about 5 LinkedIn courses, helping train over 1 million data professionals is amazing, an amazing impact. Having such a huge community, writing 4 books it is, including Data Science for Dummies. What you've been able to cover in this time is almost a lifetime's worth of work that you've.
Oh, you're very kind.
No.
Yeah. My mentor says you've got to slow down to speed up. However, the truth of the matter is that I've been doing, since 2014, I've been doing that from an island in Thailand mostly, unless I had to travel overseas. So, having this full time, I haven't had. So when you take on, it's kind of why I stopped doing consulting in any sort of B2B work, is because when you take on, other people's projects, that slows you down, right? But like we are really like focused on, we're working. There's no like distraction, you know what I'm saying? So if you don't have another job, another thing, client work, all this stuff, you can make progress, and it's not, it's actually not that much work. Yeah. Especially with a team, right?
Exactly. And that's the key. But I love that you're focusing on helping people get more impact out of the knowledge that they have in terms of the data science knowledge that they might already have. Then
I'm definitely big on that, because I feel learning can be addictive for me as well. But I've kind of found my way out of that, and I think. Yeah, we can talk about that more.
Well, that's very disciplined and very self-aware to be able to evaluate things like that. Essentially, at that almost like at a detached level, almost looking from the outside in, saying like how can Lillian have a bigger impact, right? And then now helping other people do the same. So it's very impressive. So tell me about the work that you've been doing with your clients and through your programs over the past couple of years. So helping them start their businesses, looking at data-driven ventures, products, etc. What have been some surprises for you in that journey?
Definitely. I love talking about this. Yeah, I love helping other entrepreneurs do well in their business. I got a surprise yesterday. I'm featuring a few of my clients in my book, in the update. So I got a story from him, and next week is going to be a YouTube video, which is called "How to Build an AI: A Secret to Building AI That Actually Sells." Nice. And it's basically teaching people how to pre-launch and pre-sell their SaaS software and how to develop it while they're monetizing. And I got a surprise yesterday that my client, Cam Lee, in his first year since we worked together, he got 300 and he was saying it's like, okay, so 310 in revenue, but then also the 60K in pre-sales for his SaaS app that he's been building while he's been delivering the service, which is the embodiment of what I'd say to do in this video. So I was like, oh shoot, but the video is already scheduled, so I can't add him in. But so people like Cam Lee who really like take action, working with them is always really incredible, because you can see, you get to actually be part of like, you can feel your impact a little more. But for the most part, Rome wasn't built in a day. Mm-hmm. and there's a lot of time us entrepreneurs of all types spend just, building until we can hit the point of getting hockey stick growth. So other surprises, I'm sure there's been lots of them. It's been very interesting to see the changes in the data science field since 2018 in terms of there's a lot of other people. It's become a lot. You remember before, I don't know how long you have been working in the field.
Yeah.
Were you working
too long, embarrassingly long, I think.
Okay. Yeah. So it was like, there wasn't anyone out there. It was crickets for a really long time. And then since 2018, it's been, wow.
Right? Yeah. Like huge growth in the space. I remember when you would struggle to find even the content online to try and get ahead or learn something. It was.
Yeah, they didn't have courses. Like when I started, they did not have courses. And There was one course, the Coursera course by Andrew Ning. And I started that, and it wasn't very like, it was kind of like a weed out course. And I was like, So I had to string everything together with like statistic books and Python training and like just kind of pulling it all together myself because they didn't have courses. And now there's just like, that's why I'm also led to help data professionals like that want to start their businesses. Like one of the big things is that I hammer on is like, hey guys, like, you don't want to market yourself to data professional. If you have a business, you're like, they don't need your skills. They have your skills. They need, you need to go to people who don't have your skills. So like another course in Python for data science or another course in R or another SQL course. I'm just like, I don't know, it's not like, I guess it would be not the most effective use of your time, I believe, as an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. But I really like that you focus on the value, you focus on the impact, and you focus on what are the different paths that should be taken in order to maximize that impact. So that's a perfect example, and one that I love is like don't try to serve people that have your skills when there's the whole world that needs data science skills.
I mean, I tell you, like, if I didn't already have an audience of data professionals, it would be, my audience is data professional, my business is established, but it would be a lot more lucrative to sell data services or data products to like a marketing industry, healthcare industry, like, you know what I'm saying? Specializing in building an audience in that niche because you're so needed. And, but yeah, so if you have the chance and you're like, okay, I want to build an online audience, like niche down. Yes. But if you're not looking for a job, then maybe try and be the data expert in an industry instead of trying to be the biggest fish in the sea, because we have a lot of fish in the sea now.
100%. And, I also really like that your approaches work so well for entrepreneurs, but also for people who are wanting to advance their careers. Because what I see a lot of times is that people focus sometimes solely, or sometimes the majority of their efforts go into improving their technical capabilities. And there is a lot more that is needed in order to maximize your impact, to deliver more value, to create a difference both in your organization or in other people's organizations through your business. I really feel that you focus on helping people kind of like have a broader mindset about what is required in their professional lives in general.
Yeah, I try to, but so that was a surprise I learned this year. I have a quiz. It's a fast, fun 45-second quiz called Data Superhero Quiz. And it helps people tap into, so it goes into what are your skills, but it also goes into your personality type and what are your interests and passions. And what is a vision? If you had to answer in 5 seconds, what's your vision for the next 3 to 5 years? And then it gives you one of 3 results. And I broke things down. I had this understanding as a consequence of my husband, who we're in Thailand, but he got contacted by Facebook about a software engineering job. And he's an implementation person. He doesn't want to be a leader. He doesn't want to be an entrepreneur. He does not care at all about any of that stuff. And he doesn't want to know. And they were going to, the job was $600,000 a year in salary, which is like, I'm like, how big would I have to grow my business to have that much in take home pay?
Yeah.
And he's not all. So I realized that like, it isn't about like taking someone whose passion and skill set is implementation and turning them into something that they're not. It isn't that. they're going to do really well if they apply themselves. There's so much opportunity. But really, there's really 3 different types of data science professional or tech professional, but I'm in the data field. So there's the data implementation person, the person who likes to spend their time coding and doing that, working on the details all the time. Then there's the data leader who is more on the organizational level, thinking a big picture, putting all the pieces together and thinking strategically. And then there's data entrepreneurs like myself. So you can fall into one of the 3 camps. And the quiz then goes into all the different roles within these camps and what's the remuneration and all of that and the results. But yeah, that's what. So there's no way that I'm going to take a person. So I don't even help with the implementation. Like if they want to take my courses and I can help them in that way, I have stuff available, but I just cut it out completely because I don't want to spend my life doing something that I don't love. Mm-hmm. And it's just not something that I'm passionate about. But data leadership, data strategy, building data businesses, that's stuff that I can really get on board with. So it's good to help people understand, though. You don't need, I can't take someone that wants to take a lot, be on Coursera. I was on a panel the other day. This woman, really smart, so many PhDs, did all this and that. And she's like, I'm on Coursera taking courses every week, trying to keep up. If I blink, a new thing has come out and I was like, geez, like that, she's an implementation person. I'm like, that's great. That's exactly what you need to be doing if you're an implementation person. So have fun with that. But that's not what I'm doing,
Yeah, I love it. I love the clarity of thinking and being able to discern and help other people discern which type of leader or which type of data professional they are, whether it's around implementation, leadership, or entrepreneurship. And
that wasn't given to us back before. It was like, I don't know. I feel like the online media just told us we needed to learn the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. Once you learn deep learning, you've got to learn reinforcement, deep learning. And it's like, where does it ever stop? And of course you need to keep updated, but there's got to be, well, it's true though, also that you need to keep up to date. So if you're an implementation person, then you got to keep learning that stuff. And yes, you do need to understand all that stuff as a data leader. However, our skills are transferable. Leadership skills and technology are transferable. So the value isn't in coding the details and knowing, the functions to get this done. The value is actually in connecting the technology between the people and the business leaders and the actual customer to make sure that it generates profits for the business, which is transferable to, pretty much everything. Right.
Exactly right. Yeah, I love it. We had a comment from Fiona saying that her goal is to be a data leader. And from Conrad, he said leaning towards data leader and data entrepreneur.
Yeah, I think that probably most people on your podcast would be towards that side of things because it's data futurology. And that's we approached you about, can we come on your show? And so we did that with in mind that, okay, you're also on board with the same type of thinking.
Right. And I love that people that share passions, that we should come together and join forces and
definitely.
Right. Because that's how we're gonna be able to help the most amount of people by working together. So no, I was super excited.
That's so true. That's something I've been working on a lot lately, is just getting out there and doing whatever I can to help other thought leaders in the data space and get more connected and, instead of seeing it as competition, more as collaboration to make an impact. And so that's something that I had to get over in terms of maturity.
Yes.
Growing up.
No, same for me. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's still, but I think everyone has a thing where we feel a little it's, if we see someone doing well, it's easy to feel like, okay, they're doing well, maybe I'm not as good, but that's natural. So you just don't pay any attention to it. and you just keep on going, right? And do the next right thing, which I've come to discover is really helpful. It's helping other people that are helping people help people.
Yes, I love it. Oh, I love it. Like about years and years ago, I think like 12 or 13 years ago, I had started an analytics consulting company. I literally didn't know anything about business. I had been an analytics consultant for like 7 years, and I was like, I can do this. Painful experience to come to against the realities of business. And in the early days,
yeah, it's a lot to learn.
Oh,
people like I did the same thing, which is why I now help because I've spent a lot of time and a lot of money learning how to grow my business with various coaches and mentors. So yeah, but I did that too.
Right.
Because we're smart, right?
We are masochists willing to go through the pain.
Oh, geez.
But in the early days when I was studying that business, I did an entrepreneurship course. And one day they had us do this activity where they separated us into groups. Everyone got some Legos, and it was the task was build the tallest tower you can. And everyone like used the Legos as efficiently as they could in their groups. And then people started to try to find get their phones and stack up the phones one on top of each other, and then put the Lego on top and be like, oh, our Lego's higher, and started to have that type of thinking. And then, I don't know, 20 minutes went past, and we sort of looked around and we're like, what if we just all put our Legos together? And then we got the tallest Lego, and obviously there was no other Lego that could be higher.
That is such a great analogy.
And that's when I was like, I get it. Obviously that's what they were trying to teach us. I was like, I get it. Join forces with people that have the same passion, who are doing, trying to help people in the same way, and everyone's going to be better for it. So
yeah, that is a really actually very good analogy.
Really change.
Was that a university thing? At a school?
No, it was literally run in Australia by entrepreneurs. So entrepreneurs helping entrepreneurs. And it was...
I wish I got that lesson earlier. I never even thought of it that way, but it's actually so true.
Yeah. Combine and you'll be able to do more. So that's really interesting. Thanks for watching this video all the way to the end. I hope that you got a lot out of this discussion. And if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe to the channel so more people can find out about the challenges that leaders have in the analytics and AI space. And that's what we're trying to share in Data Futurology. So please like and subscribe. And if you enjoyed today's episode, please tell your friends. Thank you so much.